Thank you very much, Riley. We're going to be hopping on in to the game very shortly. We're timing this to perfection, shall we say. We're going to join at the loading screen. We've just seen the operator bans, and I'm sure that we'll be able to get the map bans up on screen as well, as this is, of course, a best of 3. First map going to be Kafe. Capital, Thatcher, Valkyrie, and Awami. All removed here. Any thoughts, Demo?
Kafe bans look pretty well, I think, for what we expect to see. Capital would really be the only thing I'm kind of thinking, okay, is that really a worth ban? I mean, Capital at the moment doesn't really see play in the meta. Very, very rare you would see a Capital be brought into lineup. So it's strange to see that be banned, but maybe Malvinas know something that we don't. And I mean, FaZe Clan, they have the deepest operator pool in Brazil, in my opinion, Ollie. You know, you look at some of the lineups they bring, the operators that they have at their disposal, how flexible every single player can be. This is definitely something that you can imagine FaZe Clan bringing. Valkyrie, no surprise. Thatcher, no surprise. Wamai, very, very good ban for Kafe. We see how heavy Kafe can be for utility. You look into positions such as Pixel, trying to get through 4 Wamai discs, 3 ASs, and Aruna gates. It's some difficult job, but it really is, I'll tell you that much. So, yeah, I think they're worthy bans, but really just a Capital, I'm not too convinced on.
Seems a little bit niche, doesn't it?
Yeah.
But we'll see how much of an impact it is going to have. Of course, we've not seen a great deal of FaZe play on this map. So, there's always a bit of a fact finder. And this is what we expect to see. Especially given that, in terms of what is on the line, the games that we've got today, Demo, probably mean the most out of the whole weekend for these teams. Okay, there's the prize money at the end. But realistically, it's the major spot that these teams are going to be gunning for, and those SI points. And that's essentially all going to be decided today, given that we've already got 2 teams that have already advanced on through. So everything on the line here for FaZe, and of course Malvinas, to get themselves a chance at showing what they're about on a bit more of a global stage. But not doing too bad inside of this round. They're going to open things up with a kill onto Cameraman. FaZe seemingly just getting stuck in the weeds a little bit here, going for quite a direct approach into sight. They've not gone for too much vertical control, and that hatch open is really causing Astro cause for concern.
Yeah, it's a very minimalistic take from FaZe Clan, certainly. Yeah, it's very risky to go for. You're essentially walking into a bit of a bottleneck. All it is just trying to win your gunfights. And to be fair, FaZe have done a good job, though, eliminating Socko, and now they do have access to 90, and that can't deny anyone playing on towards that white stairs rotate. So Malvinas have to be careful now. He has got himself upstairs, and that's a good position for me. He can shut down anyone if they want to try and flank into pillars via reading. But it's just time now for FaZe. You have to burn through these smokes. You still have a minute to go. And this is fairly good time, I feel, from FaZe. But maybe that kill from BLK is enough to delay them.
Quite possibly. Still 50 seconds left, though, and with 1 to level it back from Souls, it's looking a little bit more likely. That isn't going to help anybody. Bullet. Team kill on the grenade. Souls bursting on into sight. Trying to take the gunfight, but immediately shuts on down through the ace hole. That one really is going to hurt. Souls eventually gets caught out in the crossfire. Malvinas, they're going to take round number 1 here.
Very easily as well, Ollie. It didn't look as if they were really under any pressure. FaZe Clan, a couple of issues there. Nade, team kill. I think that was somebody cooking a nade, Ollie. And unfortunately, that man then got swung, and the grenade was martyrdomed onto his teammate, which it does happen. It happens to the best of us. But FaZe, I mean, very, very risky take. If you're really trying to push in towards that fireplace, you need some kind of pressure, and I think the window would probably be something that they need. And also somebody pushing up white stairs. That's what they were lacking. Just other presence around the map. Put more pressure on that man towards white stairs. In that element, in that push, the only issue that you would have is somebody playing white stairs. If you have somebody else trying to challenge onto that white stairs from another angle, then whoever it was, the smoke, it was a mute, whoever it was, They cannot play in that position. They cannot deny you walking in the fireplace and getting a plant down.
I'm just looking back to the last time that we saw FaZe actually play this map. They played it inside a regular stage of BR6. Sorry, they played it inside of the Copa this last week against NIP, and they were able to get the win on it. So there's obviously a level of confidence there from FaZe coming in onto this. We're still waiting for a bit of confirmation on the bans. I think we'll be flashing them up on the screen as soon as we actually get them through from Brazil, because we didn't get to see them before getting thrown into this game. So there is a little bit of a question mark over where we're going after this and what it sort of means in the context of this best of 3. But for the meantime, you would expect rounds to be going to the defenders here on Kafe. It is one of those maps typically, especially with the sort of strategy that FaZe employed last time. There's an argument to say they maybe didn't give themselves the best possible chance of success given the take. They're going to be forced into something a little bit different now, though, as they are going to be attacking onto this top floor. So their attentions are going to be on the hatches. Their attention is going to be on clearing out that top floor.
Seems that FaZe were trying to play the gunfight gameplay, wasn't it, Ollie? Maybe FaZe are feeling a lot more confident in their gun skill, and it is difficult to not make a case to say that they won't be the better shooters inside of this lobby. To say that, though, BLK has been causing them issues. Ollie, he's currently 3-0. Oh, very unlucky not to get that fadeaway shot onto Cyber. Very close to the head. So a trade for trade. Both teams trading off one another. Minute 40 to go. And FaZe just looking to try and go for these hunts and eliminate these roamers as best as they can. BLK will get droned out, and Cyber jumped in straight away. Looking to aggro on towards Train, but BLK will win that engagement against them. And FaZe, no refrags from them. They're just falling like flies, Ollie, one after another.
Unfortunate stuff there. Really proving just how tough this top floor can be to attack into. Malvinas can relax now. It looks as though we're getting a little bit of action there on the peak. Cameraman's actually got himself in quite deep into the bathroom. Bullet's still going to be on the rappel, looking to just pick off any impatient players. This round looks wrapped up. It looks said and done. Bullet is going to swing himself in. You see Tom with that rotation onto the top of red, so further proving just how little Malvinas actually want to try and swing onto this. The pressure really on FaZe to make something happen. Cameraman, he's not able to do anything. BLK picks himself up a triple. Bullet finds one exit, but BLK with the quad will close things out. BLK is a potential man to watch for this game, Ollie. It's certainly shaping up to be that way. As Malvinas 2-0 up against FaZe. Keep in mind that this should be FaZe's match to win all day long. All day long. If we were to pull up, the betting standards for this match, I would say a lot of people would be putting their money on FaZe, 100%. Right now, Malvinas really causing them issues. And I think BLK has shown the capability of a roamer that he can be. He's getting pushed by Cyber, and just as cool as he likes, swings, take that engagement, takes that gunfight. So I'm impressed in terms of what I'm seeing right now from Malvinas, but maybe not so impressed with FaZe. FaZe seems as if they're playing reckless, not playing off the refrag capabilities that we know they have, Ollie. They've just been looking to take these one-on-one gunfights, and unfortunately for FaZe, they've been losing them. This is the FaZe that we are typically used to seeing as well. If we think back to historic FaZe that struggle on attack, that goes in one at a time, that isn't really able to get anything going on the attack, you don't really think of a map like Kafe and think, yeah, it's going to be a good map for FaZe. So there's going to have to be something that changes here. Starting to see a little bit of a flex around in the operators as well. Cameraman this time bringing the Jackal. And playing the Lion up until now, but I haven't really been seeing a lot of value out of that Lion, so it really surprised me to see that change. Malvinas on the flip side, they're doing a great job of really giving FaZe quite a lot to do inside of these rounds. They're giving them a lot of things to focus on, a lot of areas to clear. Downstairs in the bakery now to make that clean sweep here on the defense, and then repeat. Cyber with some aggression. He's going to push on through, and we'll find the kill onto Tom. Tom just got caught lacking there. I think he got stuck on the door, Demo.
Unfortunate. FaZe enough to get that opening kill. And whenever FaZe they have that lead, Ollie, very rare we see them let it slip. I think FaZe have been great just establishing full map control whenever they're in this scenario. I mean, already, with inside a minute, the breach is open, and that gives them so much time to work with. And Malvinas, maybe looking to try and pull some kills back and realize that they're not in a good position, and they're really trying to play reckless, almost FaZe-like in terms of these swings, but FaZe are punishing him this time. This is the FaZe we know. This is the FaZe that we fear. Is whenever they're on their form and they have everything going for them, they never let these leads slip, and that's the 2 versus 5. They know exactly where the Jaeger is, and it's only going to be a matter of time. Astro does lose his life, but FaZe will still clean up a lot better from FaZe. That's the standard that they set. They need to keep up that form for the rest of the game.
They really do. They can't afford to let another attack slip now, really. They need to try and put this pressure on. Level things up to 2 apiece and then look to be successful elsewhere. Reading Room and Fireplace again now. This is the first site that we saw, and it's somewhere that we criticised FaZe for having a very one-dimensional push. Hopefully that last round's going to give them a little bit more confidence. The Jackal as well kind of indicates that you're going to be going for a little bit more of a clear as well, as opposed to a Lion. You know, you really want to get that Jackal upstairs and finding those footprints. Say that. Jackal's going to get 6 picked off. Nomad is going to be the pick instead. Still speaks to taking control of areas and then locking them off and not allowing such ease of rotation for these defenders.
So did we didn't discuss the map bans, did we, Ollie? I think we did.
I don't think we discussed them. They are on screen now, though. We've got them up there in the top right.
So, in terms of map bans and really how we've managed to end up here, so I'll run everyone through it, just to let everyone know. So, FaZe fans start off with a coastline ban, which is surprising. I mean, FaZe played against Furia, didn't they, Ollie? And it was a very, very close affair. I thought FaZe was pretty good in that map, so to see them ban it straight away is a bit surprising. But maybe that's just maybe that's Malvinas' best map. We don't know. And then a club ban from Malvinas. I think very, very wisely banning the club against FaZe. So Kafe straight away from FaZe ban. That was the first pick. This is FaZe's map. I think they must have been holding some stuff, because it wasn't really the map that I thought that it would have been their first choice this season. I thought their first choice map this season, maybe you would have looked at your chalets. I know they're a big fan of chalets, so to see Kafe be brought out probably means that they were saving for this certain moment.
Yeah, quite possibly. And it's time to really sort of show us why you're saving the map at this point. You know, you've got to be coming up with these ideas. Bullet going to attempt a nade here. It's going to be perfect. Oh, it does get caught by the ADS. I saw the red outline there from Tom, and I thought that he was a goner for sure. A second nade is going to follow it up, but the player has since dipped just a little bit further back into train. Still a lot of focus and a lot of attention being shown on this player, and really do hope that FaZe start going for a little bit more vertical now, because that player could easily be removed, the mirror window nullified. All of that can happen from above.
Astro, an easy swing. ELK, ready for a quick aggression that FaZe can bring to the table. That does leave Malvinas in a tight spot, so they've lost the man inside a piano who's giving them a lot of pressure. I don't know if I like that from Mike right now, as they get a little bit aggro and really utilize that mirror window, gains the information, and then swing onto those open holes in the piano. But he doesn't look as if he's safe right now, Ollie, and I think for good reason. His teammates just been naded right beside him, and oh, he just about gets out of there. But once again, FaZe, they've got what they wanted. They have the upstairs control. Bull has found another, and this is where FaZe just start toppling on their opponents, and they put in so many kills on their side of the map. Tom has went for a very late rotate, but he can't do anything. He was getting held. That's a good swing, though. Eliminates cameraman, but diffuser going down with a minute still to go. It's going to be a difficult retake for Tom.
Very tough indeed. He is going to drop the hatch and immediately try and take some pressure here. Does achieve a down onto Astro. He isn't going to be aware of the player inside wheel, however. That player is going to be Cyber. Very quickly shutting him down there. FaZe focusing on the objective, getting that plant down. And even then, thirsting after the kill, you could see the two players running up white stairs. Cyber making a rotation over into Trey, and they were thirsting after that final kill.
Good pace from FaZe. Very, very good pace. Being able to clear out the entire top floor within 2 minutes, still leave them about a minute to go for the vertical action. And I think for reading as well, you don't need as much vertical compared to other maps. And I think that's probably down to the fact that the laundry hatch is always going to be open. That laundry hatch makes it very difficult for any defender to hold reading. Because in that environment, Ollie, if you put one breach in charge above like the reading, kind of like little overturned bookshelf, the little wooden kind of area that people would sit behind. If you breach in charge that above, and you know nobody's there, you know nobody's going to be inside a laundry because the hatch is open. It's the easiest plant of your life. So you really don't need that much time to establish a plant for reading. It's all about the top floor. The top floor takes up most of your time.
Back up to the top floor now. FaZe have managed to pull a couple of rounds back. Can they be successful here? This is the round where we saw 3 bodies fall very quickly for FaZe.
A lot of 1v1s.
A lot of 1 versus 1s. A lot of single engagements. A lot of people just trying to be that impact player. Bullet and Cameraman, the clock was just ticking for those guys after that initial exchange.
I'm Malvinas. I'm a little bit worried because two statistically best players in terms of opening kills and real big entry plays has been Cyber and Bullet for FaZe this season, and to see both of them on 5 kills and 2 deaths, Ollie, doesn't bode well because it's not as if you're dealing with one of them, you're dealing with both of them. You know, we've talked about a player like Fantasy this season who has been a real big standout for this stage, for Furia, the kills he's put up, the standout performances he's had. And then we look at Furia. What happens if you have Fantasy who is doing all these crazy plays and putting up all these crazy numbers, and then the rest of the team is also playing at their best? I mean, Furia, I've looked at the team at some stages where they could be world champions, Ollie. We know the depth of that team, and I think FaZe, they have a similar story. Yes, we know they have these solo carries. You know, we've seen Bullet show up massively on certain maps this stage. But if FaZe Clan, if all 5 of these gunners are on point, nobody's beating them.
Well, the good news is that FaZe is still alive at this point.
Taking benefits, but I don't know how long they're going to stay alive for because look at Cyber. This is the same engagement as that last time.
Much slower start, and it's needed. I think FaZe need a slow start here inside of this round. They can't afford to be throwing things away so soon. Malvinas have recognised that, and they've come back from any sort of roam or lurk game that they were looking to attempt. They're going for a much more direct approach. Souls, gathering a little bit of info. Nice little 2-for-1. Yeah. Buy one, get one free offer. A Malusi and an ADS. We love to see it. Sends a second Rotero drone in, maybe for the barb or to remove the player behind the reinforced wall. And that is going to do just exactly that. Pushes Ragnar back, but not for long. He's going to be able to retake that position shortly. Next Rotero drone comes in and just gathers a bit of info. Tells FaZe that there's somebody inside of the freezer. It's looking dangerous, Demo. It's looking like it could be a hatch drop. We're now seeing some stuns come in from Cameraman. This could get quite messy quite quickly. FaZe haven't really done all too much. They've taken out Tom, but there's still a lot of things to do here. Oh, with that swing from height. Cameraman sit down. Not an easy angle to challenge onto, but he makes it look easy. 2 quick kills coming in for Malvinas. Surely that's it for FaZe.
Not looking good for them. They didn't even open up the freezer wall or any walls for that fact. That's a great nade from Bull, and Astro has covered Souls on the defuse. The diffuser goes down. Astro with a second. That's down to Socko. A 1v2 diffuser planted default. Let's see if he can retake. A drone gets sent in for some information. They know exactly where he is, and you can see very, very swiftly. Actually, Ollie, they've used the drone to open up below the diffuser, and Astro has rotated downstairs into reading corridor. And even if Socko wins this engagement, which he won't, Astro would still have the cover from below. Great little adaptation there in the post plant from FaZe to actually make that move. So even in the end, I think FaZe Clan would have had that locked. Great round from FaZe. Was surprised they pulled it off in terms of the standing that they were in. But still, FaZe, they push on 3 rounds in a row.
Just shows what a team like FaZe can do with 20 seconds. That's all they had there inside of that round. It was around 20 seconds to actually get that plant down and to really start working it. And they were able to do just exactly that. Very easily could have gone the other way, but they finally took a lead here for the first time today. Malvinas struggled since those opening 2 rounds. Back down to Kitchen. This wasn't a site that went too well for them at all. A little bit of an adaptation here. We're seeing not only a Clash be brought, but we're also seeing a Warden come on in now as well. Really struggled with bakery control last time, Demo, and I think the Clash pick really speaks to we're going to try and hold bakery for a little bit longer.
Yeah, it is certainly an interesting pickup, considering I think the real issue that Malvinas struggled with was, you look at how FaZe were playing. FaZe had really no intention of going upstairs. If a team isn't going upstairs and they're just solo going bakery, why then do you not have people playing upstairs and reading, impacting above the breach, and making sure they can't plant? FaZe can have as much bakery and kitchen control as they want, but if they're still upstairs pressure, and keep in mind that you cannot plant anywhere without, you know, a hole above you, saying, well, maybe in towards the double window, but usually getting there is going to be a very difficult challenge. So I think really if Malvinas put more pressure on holding above, I don't think they need the Clash, because yes, I know Clash can be great at really gaining information and delaying the enemy side as much as you can, but that's, I always say this, it's always one less gun on defense. It's always one less gun, and if you give away that opening pick, then you're essentially a 3v5. Even though it might be a 4v5 in terms of man count, but a 3v5 in terms of people who can actually get kills.
Well, we do have Tom playing quite aggressively here. Looking immediately to try and deny this access, but he's not really going to be too concerned. Immediately opening up in through prep. Sure, it gives Tom a little window to peek from, but realistically, the nade coming on in there as well, chunking him down by just a little bit less than half. The Rotero drones doing their bit to try and maneuver these players as well. Ooh, great opening engagement there. 3 kills fly on in here for FaZe. Ragnar drags one back as he does make a rotation in through main, but he's going to be the last player standing very quickly. We've not even seen half the round, and it's already looking wrapped here for FaZe. Cameraman, he nails that final nail into the coffin, and there we go. Great round from FaZe. Quick, sharp, not phased at all by the Clash pick.
Not at all. That was a demolisher of a round for FaZe. Just brought in the wrecking ball and just smashed Malvinas to pieces. Wow. 4-2. FaZe were 2-0 down, and they were looking, oh, it's old FaZe again. They're just back to trying to fight for their kills and fight for their 1v1s and just show that they have the best gun skill. They were getting, you know, sat down, but they managed to screw their heads on, and that is the FaZe that we expect. Every single round that FaZe have had since they lost their second round, it has been undeniably a FaZe round.
It's not taking them long to get warm, has it? 2 rounds, that was all it took, and after that they've looked pretty unstoppable. Malvinas just looked like they'd run out of ideas. Everything that they was trying was just being met by resistance and a pre-decided answer almost from FaZe. Let's see how Malvinas fare on the attack. Attacking into that top floor. This is almost the new meta for the top floor, I'd say, Demo. The castle, the Aruni, bulletproof camera, the mirror windows. Maybe you're just missing the smoke. Maybe we could try and fit a smoke in there somewhere. But the mute's also pretty nice to have. The mute's going to do a lot to deny the drones. So FaZe are looking pretty comfortable here.
They don't need it, because if you look at how they're setting up, they've got the mirror windows. Mirror on top floor is extremely strong, like incredibly strong. The whole idea of an attack on the top floor is take red control and then push into piano. With mirror being open, it means that piano doesn't get touched. Astro, you are cutting it close. Swings back with a pistol after doing really well to get the refrag on the BLK. He went for a second swing. He's still alive, though, and does a lot of damage to Might on top of that. But the mirror windows all out are so difficult to deal with that The way FaZe are playing, they're not playing for the end game. They're not playing to deny a plant. They're playing to deny just anyone getting in the building. That is what FaZe are trying to do right now.
Well, they're not doing a bad job of it at the moment. Plenty of drones available here for Malvinas, and you can see that Ragnar there is just sort of communicating various things with the team. So I'm going to try and push it in. He's got the skeleton key, so could try and affect vertically here. If he gets a good bit of info, we could maybe look to displace the mirror. Maybe remove the mirror window, remove the glass. Just something that's going to give his teammates a little bit of an easier time on this top floor. ADS going to eat up that nade. Soul's way out of the way for the second. ADS will be destroyed, however, and a bit of a vertical angle will now be opened. Looks like it's framing up for an east-sided take, which is really dangerous to do, especially given the fact that you're going to have to try and fight your way in on the rappel. The setup almost forces it at this point.
Yeah, it does.
Tom needs to get busy below.
The main issue for Malvinas is that to get in, they have to swing onto windows, and swinging into windows is never ideal. A very easy position to really exploit is if someone swings in, you simply pre-fire. You know where he's going to be. He can't move anywhere. He's stuck in an animation, for goodness sake. So very, very difficult for really any window play to work for them. I mean, Ragnar has got a great kill though onto Astro. But still a lot more bodies that they need to try and find. The mirror window forced them to go for that east side take. They went into reading. They tried to remove everything and anything that they could, but they never got rid of Soul. Soul's being allowed to play in behind Cocktail Bar has been the main issue for Malvinas. Socko has somehow found his way into long desk. I'm sure he will go down in a few minutes, and there he goes. There goes Souls with a double kill. It was only a matter of time. I think FaZe, Souls, especially in this position, being allowed to play here, it was never in doubt that FaZe would win that round. Just a few things Malvinas really missed was eliminating Souls, I think. That was the main issue.
And they tried. They knew exactly where he was. There was nades that got sent into that location. There was players that were on the rappel, and Souls masterfully keeps himself alive there. I tell you, if there's one player that you want, who you've got to rely on to get a couple of kills and clutch it up, it's going to be Souls. He is the most consistent clutcher that we've seen inside of the BR6. I think back to Super Week demo. We were in awe at what he was pulling off. It was absolutely incredible. And it looks as though nothing has changed. It very rarely does. Great kill from the cameraman to open things up. And I guess that really, you hit the nail on the head when you said, you know, it's just, you're swinging. You're trying to get kills off windows, and it just isn't a possibility. And for the setup to force you into that, it just shows that there's something else that needs to change in what the attackers are bringing to the party. But we may not even get back to attacking that top floor again, as Malvinas currently trail by 3. FaZe Clan only need 2 rounds to take this map 1.
Indeed, 5-2 in good standing, and I think the worst nightmares for Malvinas is, unfortunately, came true for them. FaZe Clan, all of them are firing in all cylinders. I mean, Bullet sitting 10 kills right now, Ollie. Cyber 6 kills. You know, Souls has just appeared with his, you know, infamous last second just annihilation of a round. Everything that could go right for FaZe right now is going right.
Well, let's see if round 8 goes right for them as well. Malvinas, they've got a bit of a way to go here. Initially, players getting on the rappel and going to be getting themselves up onto that top floor and trying to go for this top floor clear. They're going to be met with quite a bit of utility. Mirror windows, reinforced walls, and a lot of players up here. FaZe don't want to give this top floor up lightly. Ooh, Astro. Sneaky dog. Keeps himself hidden there. Could find himself a freebie. Might pushes on through. Astro gives the game away. Still grabs one. Is he going to be able to drop the hatch? Yes, he is. Almost fluffed it, but managed to grab one in the end. Been able to take down Iana. His 2 nades, and of course the information that those Gemini clones provide. Astro's lit, but he really isn't going to mind at that point. A nice early kill. Backed up by 1 from cameraman with a C4 as well. And this round is going very similarly to the last demo.
Yeah, Malvinas are seeing these mirror windows all in. They're like, what do we do? Not much you can do. That's why we always see the mirror be banned out on Kafe, just because how strong she can be. I don't think Malvinas took advantage of that. I don't think they played the mirror windows compared to how FaZe are really putting in work with them right now, and it just kind of scares away Malvinas into areas of the map that you don't want to be in. Almonds managed to get a kill onto Bullet. Was that from Pixel? Was that them just trading off a Nomad charge for that? I think it might have been. So, surprising to see FaZe go for that trade-off, but I suppose a minute to go in a 4v3 scenario. Not much to have to worry about. See that FaZe, all of them actually retreated downstairs, and it has gave them upstairs. Never mind, there's a Maestro tucked into the corner. Souls did not move a muscle, and maybe that cost him. Could have had a very easy kill. That's a great C4 from Cyber. Just catches Tom in the corner. And now Malvinas down again. Bad position, a 2 versus 3. No walls open for them. Stuck on 90 corridor, and you can see FaZe are set up for the crossfires. That man on white is going to be a big issue for them if they want to try and push in towards Fireplace. And Ollie, I think it's a similar story. It's only a matter of time before FaZe clobber them.
It has to be, doesn't it? 25 seconds left. Now we're seeing the wall be opened. Astro probably going to have the confidence to peek off this, given his health. He probably just needs to try and take an engagement, gather a little bit of info here. Soko going to be the first to fall. Cyber picks him off. Astro grabs the second. 1 health or not, it is not going to matter at all. Oh, it's disgusting. Hipfire as well for the final kill there. FaZe, they're going to put themselves onto map point, looking to take an early lead here in this best of 3.
Impressive. Very impressive from FaZe once again. 1 round is all they need, and it will be on to the kitchen. Haven't seen them here yet, which is probably the only thing that we would kind of look at and think, okay, what are they going to do? In terms of lineup, playing for the plant denial more than likely. We see Echo be brought. Echo isn't the operator that he once used to be. Remember the days, Ollie? I mean, it was only about a year ago whenever Echo was insta-ban. Insta-ban, insta-ban, insta-ban. Always Echo being banned out. Play rate has decreased quite a bit. Obviously, the drone not being cloaked anymore whenever it's on the ceiling has been a big hit to them. But still, a very capable operator. The whole idea of Echo hasn't changed. It's still all about being able to disorientate enemies and deny the plant. More than likely, Malvinas have been a bit stunned. They'll be playing a bit slower. I think that's a given right now for the circumstance that they're on. They're not going to try and play fast. They're not going to try and play risky. They're going to take it slow and play as precise as they can. If they're going to play slow, that's where time becomes a big issue for them. That's where the Echo drones can become your nightmare. The smoke grenades are always going to be a given. So I think FaZe Clan, they've picked a good lineup considering that the circumstances that Malvinas are under right now.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's worth considering that Malvinas are a team that aren't used to coming up against too much opposition. You know, you think about their record inside of the Sudamericano, and the 17-1, 17-1-3, 17 wins, 1 overtime win, 3 losses. So it's very difficult to know how they're going to cope when they start coming up against a team that is going to bat them down and is going to put them on the back foot quite early on. And at the moment, we're not seeing that level of fight at the minute. FaZe are commanding this game in every way, shape, and form, having only lost the opening 2 rounds, and even then it really just seemed as though they needed a little bit of a warm-up to get themselves into the game and to almost calm the nerves a little bit. Now with a pretty extended hold in this kitchen, we're seeing a couple of offside players. The usual positions being occupied here. Opening grenade comes in from Tom as he's going to be able to remove Bullet. Bullet's found himself as opening death quite a couple of times now. It's going to weaken the position a little bit there inside of the bakery, but all the focus at the moment is really on removing Cyber. He's going to be playing in behind the deployable shield. Does have the ADS as well to keep him safe. No hard breach going on yet inside of the bakery. That's really what I'd like to see.
Cyber gets tagged from every which way right now. One in the double window. One, of course, pushing in towards his white corridor. He does have Astro, though, supporting him. I think right now for Cyber, all he has to do is hold on to that double door because that window shouldn't be an issue. I say that, though. Astro has been eliminated, and now Malvinas. This looks to be their first attack win. Solidifying for them now. It is a 1v5. It is against Souls, though. We know he is a master of his craft, Ollie, but even that is too much for him. 3-6 now the scoreline sits. Malvinas still not in a good position, though.
That's the round they needed. They needed to get one on the board. Couldn't afford to wait any longer. It was a really good push because they were actually very competent in pushing from direct opposite sides at the same time. We had a bakery push coming in at the same time as we were watching the push in toward Christmas and the push in toward the Jaeger playing inside of VIP. So it was a really nicely coordinated attack. There was some good elements of teamwork there as well. You mentioned Astro was getting pressured by not only the bottom of White Stairs, but also the double window as the pressure was coming in from the other side. The opening grenade from Tom as well to really kickstart the round in Malvinas' favour. But is that going to be enough? Is this where it starts? Is this where the comeback really begins? 3 clean rounds in a row to take this one to an OT. That's what's required right now. They're going to be attacking this top floor.
I'd be lying all if I said yes it can. I just don't think it can. I think FaZe, they've let one round slip in the kitchen, which kitchen at the moment hasn't been the friendliest for defenders at the moment. Attackers have had some great success, great win percentage on that kitchen bomb site. We move back upstairs. This is where FaZe were so dominant. The mirror windows just completely paired Malvinas away from attacking Piano, and that kind of forced them into an east side take that they probably didn't want to go for, and it's very easy for FaZe to lock it down. We see one slight change for Malvinas, and that is Tom on a Ying. I said that Malvinas probably aren't in the risk-taking business, considering the scoreline, but maybe I'm wrong. We see a Ying. This has to work for them. If they're forcing the Ying, we need to see an impact.
They've signed onto the dotted line of risk-taking. They've signed the disclaimer. They know the risks. They're very willing to take them here. If that Ying is used for anything other than flying down that skylight, I'm going to be really upset at this point. Because that's all it should be right now. If Malvinas are going to bring the Ying, they need to burn everything and they just need to full send it. Maybe we see it. Maybe we don't. At the moment, not everybody is actually on the roof. We're still waiting for a couple of players to get themselves up there. But there's pressure being established. Again, the classic Castle, Aruni, Mirror combination being used here by FaZe. All of this last time, don't forget, really forced an east side take. Now, Malvinas did lose a player early on, but they still didn't feel confident enough to drop in through red stairs and really make something happen there. So, let's see where they want to try and develop this push. We've got players on that east rappel at the moment. We've also got a little bit of vertical action happening as well as Diana is just going to make her way up. We do hear the Candela go off. Tom, he's going to push in off the back of it. He's smoked off in through Freezer. The push from White Stairs is successful. 2 kills found, but equally FaZe grab 2 back. Soko, can he land the shots? The answer's going to be no as Souls shuts him down from long range. Now a 3 versus 2 as Might is going to be the next player to fall. All now lands in the hands of BLK. He's going to be 1 versus 3 here. The only player that's seen kills so far in this round. It would be an ace if he was able to do this. He's got a minute. FaZe, are they going to try and push? The answer's no. Souls, he's going to just be holding the angle there off the corner of the bomb chassis. It's going to be map 1 going to FaZe.
FaZe, never in doubt really at that stage, Ollie, were they? Always ready for anything that was being thrown their way, and very, very well deserved by them, it has to be said. So, yeah. FaZe, that will push them into 1-0 in the series. Map 1 goes their favor. A little bit sketchy at the beginning.